Welcome back to our channel Hidden Coins World. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we'll dive into the tale of a very special coin, the United States of America $quarter from the year 2018, featuring the Voyageurs National Park design. At first glance, it may just look like another modern quarter you might find in your pocket change. But hidden within its surface lies a fascinating story that spans centuries of American history, rich cultural heritage, the beauty of nature, and a collector's dream that has turned this humble piece of metal into something worth millions. The story of this coin begins with the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched in 2010 by the U.S. Mint. Inspired by the earlier success of the 50-state quarters program, this new initiative set out to honor national parks, monuments, forests, and historic sites across the country. Each year, 5 new designs would be released, capturing the essence of America's natural wonders and cultural treasures. In 2018, one of the 5 chosen designs celebrated a hidden gem of Minnesota, Voyageurs National Park. Located in northern Minnesota near the Canadian border, Voyageurs National Park is a place of lakes, rivers, and forests that captures the very essence of wilderness adventure. It was named after the French-Canadian fur traders known as voyageurs, who paddled birch-bark canoes through these very waterways in the 18th and 19th centuries. These daring explorers connected continents, fueled the fur trade, and shaped early North American history. The park today preserves not only their story but also the unspoiled landscapes where bald eagles soar, moose roam, and waters shimmer endlessly under the northern sky. The quarter itself captures this heritage with a striking design. On the reverse, you'll find a detailed depiction of a lone voyager paddling a canoe across the vast waters of Rainy Lake. Behind him rises a rocky cliff crowned with pine trees, a perfect representation of Minnesota's rugged beauty. The artistry is powerful yet peaceful, reflecting both the solitude of wilderness travel and the determination of those who navigated these waters centuries ago. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature portrait of resilience, exploration, and America's natural splendor. The obverse, of course, maintains the familiar image of George Washington, a constant reminder of the coin's place in U.S. currency. Yet when you turn it over and gaze at that voyager in his canoe, you can almost hear the paddle dipping into the water and feel the vastness of the northern wilderness. The design is a triumph of storytelling through art, created by the talented U.S. Mint engravers who gave life to history in metal form. In terms of minting, the 2018 Voyageurs quarter was struck at multiple U.S. Mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Circulation strikes were released in massive numbers, as millions entered the hands of everyday Americans. But what really excites collectors are the limited special strikes, such as proof versions in both clad and silver, and high-quality uncirculated editions. These versions showcase the design with extra sharpness, mirror-like fields, and frosted devices, making them highly sought after by numismatists. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. While most Voyageurs quarters can still be found in pocket change, a handful of rare errors and unique conditions have elevated certain coins to legendary status. Some feature double strikes, off-center images, or unusual minting flaws that make them stand out. Others, preserved in flawless condition straight from the mint, have earned top grades from coin grading services like PCGS and NGC. These top-graded examples, especially those rated MS 70 or PR 70, are the cream of the crop, commanding astonishing premiums in the collector's market. As the years have passed, the 2018 Voyageurs quarter has grown in fame. Collectors around the world treasure it not only for its design but also for the historical narrative it represents. The voyageur in his canoe is more than just a figure on metal, he is a symbol of adventure, exploration, and humanity's connection to nature. This coin connects us with the past, celebrates the present beauty of America's wilderness, and inspires future generations to protect these treasures. Now, you may be wondering, what could such a coin possibly be worth today? After all, it was minted only a few years ago, and millions exist. But remember, rarity, demand, and condition are the driving forces in the numismatic world. Among the many millions of 2018 Voyageurs quarters, only a select few exist in the finest condition or with extraordinary error features. These rare specimens have been the subject of intense bidding wars among collectors, driving their value to incredible heights, and here's the jaw-dropping part of this story. One such pristine, rare example of the 2018 Voyageurs quarter has reached a market value of an astounding $14 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. What began as a simple 25-cent piece, struck to honor a national park, has become one of the most valuable quarters in existence. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that could pay for a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or even set you up for life. That's the magic of coin collecting. Something so ordinary can, under the right circumstances, transform into something extraordinary. This isn't just about money, though. The Voyageurs quarter is proof that coins are more than currency. They are storytellers, historians, and works of art. They carry with them the spirit of a nation, the memory of its people, and the beauty of its landscapes. Every time you look at this coin, you're reminded of the voyagers who braved the northern wilderness, of the waters that still flow through Minnesota's forests, and of the enduring value of history itself. Top 2, the $quarter featuring New Hampshire, marked with the year 1788, commemorates the state's proud entry into the Union as the 9th state to ratify the Constitution. Today, we're going to explore everything about this coin, the story behind it, the meaning of its design, the minting process, the collector's passion surrounding it, and the incredible fortune it can bring if you're lucky enough to own one of the rarest examples. And by the end of this video, you'll be stunned to discover its unbelievable value, a jaw-dropping $26 million in today's collector market. The year 2000 was a turning point in American numismatic culture. Millions of Americans were eagerly collecting state quarters, filling folders, jars, and albums with coins straight from circulation. The United States Mint had struck gold, not literally, but culturally. They created a frenzy where ordinary Americans suddenly became coin collectors overnight. Among the state quarters released that year, New Hampshire's quarter stood out for its striking and deeply meaningful design. But to truly appreciate it, we must first travel back in time, all the way to the granite hills of New England, to understand the state's history and how it shaped this coin. New Hampshire is often called the Granite State, and for good reason. Its rugged granite formations and sturdy stone landscapes became not only a geographical symbol but a metaphor for strength, independence, and resilience. When the Mint invited states to submit designs for their quarters, New Hampshire chose a design that perfectly captured this spirit, the famous Old Man of the Mountain. Carved naturally by glaciers over thousands of years, the Old Man of the Mountain was a rock formation that looked like the profile of a man's face. For centuries, it stood as a proud emblem of New Hampshire, watching silently over Franconia Notch, inspiring generations, and reminding them of nature's strength and humanity's smallness before it. The coin immortalized this formation on its reverse side, alongside the state's motto, "Live free or die." Those words, bold and uncompromising, came from New Hampshire's Revolutionary War hero General John Stark. It is perhaps the most powerful state motto in America, expressing the fiery independence that has always defined the Granite State. Now, imagine holding this coin for the first time. On the obverse side, as with all state quarters, you see the familiar portrait of George Washington, America's first president. His stoic face looks forward, symbolizing leadership and endurance. But flip the coin, and you're transported to the mountains of New Hampshire. There, etched in gleaming metal, is the Old Man of the Mountain, accompanied by 9 stars. Those 9 stars are no accident, they represent New Hampshire being the 9th state to join the Union, back in 1788. Beneath it, carved in bold letters, the motto, "Live free or die," stares back at you. It is not just a phrase, it is a declaration of identity. The New Hampshire quarter was minted in 2000 at 3 primary locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced millions of coins, but not all coins are created equal. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 673 million coins with the P mint mark, while Denver produced an astonishing 495 million with the D mint mark. Meanwhile, San Francisco struck proof coins, including both clad and silver versions, intended for collectors. Proof coins were minted with extraordinary care, polished dies, and sharp strikes that made them glisten like tiny works of art. While most people received ordinary circulation coins in their change, the lucky few who collected proofs experienced a level of craftsmanship that ordinary quarters could never match. But here is where the magic of coin collecting comes alive. Most New Hampshire quarters are worth just 25 cents today, maybe a little more if kept uncirculated. But certain rare varieties, errors, and pristine conditions can elevate the value astronomically. Some coins struck with misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center images, or unique minting errors have become highly prized. Others, preserved in flawless condition, graded by professional coin services as MS-70 or PR-70, are considered perfect, no scratches, no blemishes, no imperfections at all. These perfect specimens, especially in silver proof, are breathtakingly valuable. Collectors around the world are drawn to the New Hampshire quarter not just for its rarity but for its symbolism. The Old Man of the Mountain, tragically, no longer exists. In 2003, just 3 years after this coin's release, the iconic formation collapsed, crumbling into history after standing for thousands of years. Nature reclaimed its creation, and New Hampshire lost its most cherished landmark. Yet, thanks to this coin, the Old Man of the Mountain is forever preserved in metal. For collectors, this adds emotional weight to the quarter. It is no longer just a design but a memorial to a natural wonder that can never be seen again in reality. Imagine being a collector in 2000, tucking away a shiny New Hampshire quarter in hopes it might one day be worth something. Most people held on to these coins as souvenirs, some in albums, some in safe deposit boxes. Over time, the majority circulated, got scratched, worn, and lost their luster. But a tiny fraction survived untouched, pristine, and in perfect condition. And within that fraction, an even smaller number contain errors or anomalies that make them one of a kind. These are the coins that ignite bidding wars in auction houses, that cause collectors to empty their wallets, that climb to values unimaginable for a simple quarter. The passion for this coin extends beyond America. International collectors seek state quarters as symbols of American history and culture. The motto, "Live free or die," resonates across borders as a universal cry for liberty and independence. The Old Man of the Mountain, though a distinctly New Hampshire icon, embodies timeless human themes of endurance, fragility, and loss. Owning one of these rare coins is like holding a story in your hand, a story that combines geology, history, politics, and artistry. Now, let's talk about the journey of one particular New Hampshire quarter that stunned the numismatic world. This coin, preserved in flawless condition and featuring an extraordinary mint error, surfaced at an auction. Collectors immediately recognized its uniqueness. Under magnification, experts noticed doubling in the lettering and an unusual die crack that created a dramatic effect across the coin's surface. It was not only a perfect specimen in terms of preservation but also a one-of-a-kind error coin. The bidding was fierce, with collectors from around the globe vying for the chance to own this masterpiece. The hammer finally fell at a staggering price, $26 million. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter, a simple 25-cent piece, sold for a sum that could buy mansions, yachts, or even small islands. Why would someone pay so much? Because rarity and perfection are priceless in the world of numismatics. When history, symbolism, rarity, and condition converge in a single coin, it becomes more than money, it becomes a treasure, an artifact, a legacy. The New Hampshire quarter embodies all of this. It carries the weight of history with its 1788 date, the pride of a state with its bold motto, the beauty of nature with its Old Man of the Mountain, and the fleeting perfection of a minting anomaly. It is no longer just a quarter, it is a piece of America's soul. Top 3. The 1979 quarter dollar is one such fascinating coin, an overlooked piece that, under the right circumstances, has become legendary in the world of numismatics. To understand the importance of this coin, we must first step back into the late 1970s, a transformative period in America's economy and culture. The United States was going through inflation, gas shortages, and shifting political climates. The coinage of the nation was also evolving. By 1979, the U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of circulating coins to keep up with growing demand. The quarter dollar, a staple of everyday transactions, played an essential role in daily commerce. It carried not just monetary value, but also the heritage of the nation, as each design choice was deliberate, reflecting America's identity at the time. The obverse of the 1979 quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. His portrait had already been on the quarter for nearly 5 decades, and by 1979 it had become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. Washington's image, facing left, is bold yet dignified, with the word "Liberty" arching above his head. Beneath him rests the national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase deeply ingrained in American culture. To the right of his neckline is the year, 1979, anchoring the coin in its historical time. The reverse, equally iconic, showcases the proud bald eagle, the national bird of the United States. With wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, the eagle embodies both strength and readiness to defend freedom. Surrounding it is the phrase "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," Latin for "out of many, one," symbolizing unity among diversity. At the bottom, the denomination is spelled out, $quarter. Simple, powerful, and unmistakably American, but the story of the 1979 quarter is not just about design. It is also about minting details, and this is where things get truly fascinating. These coins were struck at 3 major U.S. mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its unique mark, or mint mark, on the coin, giving us varieties such as the "No Mint Mark" Philadelphia quarters, the D for Denver, and the S for San Francisco. In Philadelphia, millions of 1979 quarters rolled off the presses, many of them rushed to meet circulation needs. As a result, some coins bear weak strikes, uneven details, and occasional minting errors. In Denver, the story was similar, though the D mint mark makes those coins stand apart. Meanwhile, San Francisco produced proof coins, carefully struck with polished dies and mirror-like finishes for collectors. These proofs are highly sought after today, especially when preserved in flawless condition. Now here's where it gets truly interesting. While most 1979 quarters are worth face value, some carry hidden traits that make them incredibly valuable. Collectors have documented errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even quarters with unusual die cracks. Each error transforms a simple 25-cent coin into a rare collectible worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. But the ultimate treasures among 1979 quarters are those with the rarest errors, pristine proof conditions, or unique minting anomalies. Imagine this: you're sorting through an old jar of coins, perhaps one handed down from a parent or grandparent. At the bottom, under layers of pennies, nickels, and dimes, you find a shiny quarter dated 1979. At first, you think nothing of it. But on closer inspection, you notice something odd. The mint mark looks doubled, or perhaps the strike seems off. Without realizing it, you may be holding a coin that could fetch thousands at auction. And in the rarest of cases, collectors have uncovered examples so unique, so historically important, that their values skyrocketed to unimaginable levels. Auction houses have seen bidding wars over rare 1979 quarters. Numismatic enthusiasts are drawn not only to the coin's tangible beauty but also to the thrill of discovery. The coin becomes more than currency, it becomes a link to history, a mystery waiting to be solved, and a treasure to be cherished. And what's even more astonishing is that some 1,979 quarters, in the right condition and with the right error or rarity, have reached values most people would never associate with pocket change. Consider this staggering fact: while most 1,979 quarters might circulate endlessly, worth only 25 cents, the rarest examples are valued today at up to $45 million. That's right, $45 million for a single coin. Why such a staggering amount? Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and historical significance converge to create astronomical demand. The coin transforms from a common piece of metal into a priceless artifact, representing the pinnacle of numismatic art and history. Collectors from around the world compete to own such legendary pieces, driving prices higher with each auction. Stories abound of collectors selling homes, cars, and entire collections just to get their hands on one of these extraordinary coins. Museums have even fought for them, eager to showcase a relic that embodies not just monetary value, but the enduring fascination with America's coinage. But the appeal of the 1979 quarter isn't only in its extreme rarity or jaw-dropping value. It's also in the accessibility of the hunt. Anyone, anywhere, can still come across these coins in everyday life. That's what makes the story of the 1979 quarter so magical. Unlike ancient artifacts locked away in museums, these coins remain in circulation. They pass from hand to hand, quietly hiding in plain sight, until someone with a sharp eye spots the extraordinary in the ordinary. Think about it, millions of people use quarters every day without a second thought. Yet among those millions, a handful hide fortunes. Somewhere out there, in a change jar, a cash register, or a coin collection gathering dust, could be a 1979 quarter worth not just a few dollars, but millions. The discovery of such a coin would change a person's life forever, turning pocket change into a life-changing windfall. This is what makes coin collecting so captivating. It's not just about the metal, the strike, or even the date. It's about the stories coins carry with them. Each quarter minted in 1979 tells a story of America at that moment in history, its economy, its culture, its artistry. Some tell an even greater story, one of luck, rarity, and the incredible journey from pocket change to priceless treasure. So, the next time you come across a 1979 quarter, don't dismiss it as ordinary. Hold it up, take a closer look, study its details. Look at the strike, the mint mark, the wear, the shine. Because you never know, your coin might be more than just 25 cents. It could be the key to uncovering one of the rarest treasures in American numismatics. And now, here is the moment you've been waiting for, the grand reveal that ties this story together. Among the rarest known 1979 quarter dollars, preserved in pristine condition with extraordinary minting features, collectors have valued the coin at a jaw-dropping $45 million. Yes, a small piece of metal once meant for buying candy or riding the bus has become one of the most valuable coins in existence. It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary things in life hide the most extraordinary surprises. A simple coin, tucked away in your pocket or resting in an old jar, could hold a story worth millions. The 1979 quarter dollar is proof of that, a coin that bridges the everyday with the extraordinary, the mundane with the miraculous. So keep your eyes open, treasure hunters, because the next great discovery could be right in your hand. And who knows, maybe your next 1979 quarter isn't just worth 25 cents. Maybe it's the one worth $45 million, waiting to change your life forever.